Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and guess what? We're on week number 9. I'm excited about that, number 9. One of the reasons I'm excited about that is because this is the first time I'm going to be able to do a video and give comments on the previous few weeks. So I'm not going to set the timer today because I'm just going to warn you, this is going to be a longer video because what I'm having to do, what I wanted to do is I've gone back and looked at all the comments in the introduction, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and that way I can answer and say hi to those who are kind enough to follow and comment, and then from there on in, whenever I actually launch a new video, I will answer the questions and say hi's to the week previous, but I'm not going to keep going back and forth all the time, all the way back, because I will go insane. And if I have time at some point in the future, if I've got time to sit down, I will try and get to answering comments, if it's only just by giving you a thumbs up or a heart or something like that. But it is time consuming, and I do have several jobs that I hold down, so I will do my absolute best to make sure that you are acknowledged. So let me start this off. Now I'm going to find it a little tricky today trying to verbalize my thought process and talk about the comments and the topics that they bring up and collage at the same time, so I might become a bit of a spluttering mess and not be able to talk, but I'm sure you're used to that by now with me. So let's have a quick look at the prompts. There they are. Now I've taken a little bit of liberty on some of these, basically because I needed to. So I'm going to put that up in that corner because, as I believe from previous videos, you can see it when it's up there. The regular bits of equipment are here: tear rulers, glue, scissors, plastic card and glue book. But let's work out and show you what I actually pulled forward. So it said ribbon. Now, because I'm actually doing both pages in my planner, my planner is going to get quite bulky and I didn't want to add fabric. However, I did find these, which are ruched ribbons, and it's a picture of them. So I went, well, that's perfect. So that can be used. Next is transportation, can be a bus ticket or a picture of a train, for example, blah, blah, blah. I found these. I think you saw that in one of my other challenges. I decided not to use it. And actually there was a sailboat, and I don't know, the colour of that really pops for me. So you might have combination, or I might just do that. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how this collage develops as to which or whether both or neither gets used. What's next? Tissue paper. Now, I don't know about you, but I always have tissue paper that hangs around that I've never used. Like, I'm not sure why I own teacups. Feathers attracted me, the birds attracted me, but I've got teacups, and I've got, I don't know. So I pulled some of those and went, right, I'm going to try and use a piece of this. So I'll put that to one side. Food packaging or a label. Well, I think in a previous one I showed that I had a Coca-Cola label. I also have a bitter lemon label, so I'm not sure which I'm going to use, but I'm definitely going to use one of these. And one of the bonus prompt is actually shiny, and as far as I'm concerned, these are shiny. So I may just be using one of those. Well, I'll be using one of them. Not sure how, but it'll be in there. The last prompt before the bonus was a repeated pattern. Well, arguably these are a repeated pattern. So whatever tissue paper I'm using is a repeated pattern. Also, I decided, because this has got tickets on it and some of them are for transportation, like bus tickets and that, I can use some washi, which is tickets, so therefore that's repeated. And then I pulled out 2 other little washes, because if I end up using the Coca-Cola label, which I'm almost certain I am, I wanted to pull in some red, and this washi tape is shiny. You've seen it before, so I'm covering bases there. Now I'm going to start this a little bit more traditionally than normal. I'm going to cover my spread with book pages because I like book pages and I seem to have avoided using them for a while. So I'm going to start tearing these down, and I'm going to attempt, and believe me, this is the notes I've made from your comments. There are enough comments to keep me going for ages, so bear with me because, as I said, I'm going to be trying to really, really, really multitask at this point. So from the introduction video, Susie's Cottage, I think, yes, you're doing an altered book instead of actually doing the planner. To be honest with you, when I ordered my planner, I wasn't aware that you could just buy the prompts, because if I'd have known that, I would have just bought the prompts, and then I probably would have done an altered book as well, because as you've heard me say, I had no need for actually doing it in the planner because I'm not using the planner. And I think next year, if I do this challenge again, I may well create myself a journal or an altered book with exactly the 52 spreads in it and do what you're doing. So good idea there. Let's see what else. Matilda Enlude. I'm sure I've said that wrong, but hopefully you know who you are. Just wanted to say hi. Lisa Ann, hello to you. Wendy K. Yes, hi to you, and yes, I've eventually started getting the Wi-Fi is working now, so it does mean that I can, oh, there's a butterfly in there, so I can actually start uploading, and obviously I'm uploading because you've left a comment, so yes, I'm very happy to finally have resolved that problem. Isn't it so frustrating when technology doesn't really work with you, it works against you? And I think we rely so heavily on technology nowadays. When it does go wrong, we feel a little bit lost. I think that's more than enough book pages. I'm on a bit of a mission tearing edges. Let's see, what was the last one I saw? Pat Walden from Kentucky. Hi, I love the States. I used to live in America. I used to live in Chicago. When I was actually an entertainer, I used to spend a lot of my time in Los Angeles because that's where our studios were for rehearsing. So lovely, lovely country. I actually had work papers and lived there for about 4 or 5 years. Loved it. I sometimes wonder whether moving away from America was a good idea or whether I should have kept on going and got my green card or not. But I got to the point in my life where I went, okay, I'd finished my dance career. And I went, maybe that's the end of America for me. But in hindsight, I wish I'd kept all my paperwork going because I would have then had another option. Right, as I said, I'm just going to collage the entire thing with book page. Don't ask me why. I couldn't tell you why. I just feel that I need to, or I want to. So let's look at the comments from week 1. Let me just get this down before trying to read a page and then do this page at the same time. Oops, slide it up to the top a little bit, Griffiths. That'll be fine. So Eileen, and I do apologise for these. Is it Popio? Yes. Good to see all the different styles from the same spots, prompts. You said you brought up the comment that you'd love to see me selling my own journals. I really struggle with that. I don't want to be vain or anything, but I'm just more than a little bit nervous about putting my journals up for sale. I don't do a lot of journals because I take a long time to make a journal and I love the process, and I don't know, I find it better or easier to give it as a gift to someone than actually just to sell them. And I'm trying to think my way through that, because part of the whole junk journaling world is obviously people making their journals to sell. For me, I always struggle with it. I don't know whether it's, and I think a lot of artists struggle with this. It's a case of you don't feel your work is worthy enough of being sold. And I have struggled with that. I even struggled with that in my cake decorating business too. I was always underpricing my creations, and purely because I didn't give them the worth they actually deserved. I really messed that bit up. Let's put another piece in there. And I think a lot of creative people out there feel the same. They don't think they're worthy of selling their stuff. but it is something I'm looking at. It is something I'm hopefully going to address at some point. I would say probably watch this space. You'll probably find what I might end up doing is I might end up creating and selling journal covers instead, because I quite like making those. And I find that I wouldn't mind putting those up for sale if I purposely made them to sell in the first place. So hopefully that answers that. But as I said, watch this space, because I can be a fickle creature. I could change my mind and suddenly decide I'm going to do it anyway. So I've seen a lot of journals for sale out there, and some of them I'm like, you know, that's not a huge amount better than mine. I'm sure I can do that. So anyway, that's not harp on that one. Let's let that one go. Tracy Fox. Hello, Tracy. Love Junk Journals. Guys, if you haven't discovered Tracy Fox, look up Love Junk Journals. Also, look to her Etsy store. She does some amazing digitals. Lovely to see you there. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Keep going, Tracy. We love you. And that's that. So, I think Tracy may think I'm a little bit of a stalker, because I do tend to like Tracy's work a lot. And I'm hoping, and I'm not going to, don't ask me to announce anymore, but I'm hoping next year to collaborate, not next year, what year am I in? 2021. I'm hoping next year to collaborate with Tracy on a little bit of a side project that we've talked about, but haven't gone into doing much planning of, and we both want to do it. So it's a case of Tracy lives here in England, and I live in Wales, obviously, so we're not a million miles apart, and it'd just be good to touch base, actually. So we could well have a nice announcement to make around about autumn time or fall time if you're in America. So watch the space on that. Not committing to anything yet, because we haven't had those full discussions yet, but I think watch out for that. Okay, a little bit of book page up in that corner, and I think we're ready to start collaging. Don't know why, I just always feel that once I've got book page down, I've officially started something, and I don't think on any of the other challenges in this have I actually put book page down. But do hold me accountable, because I can be wrong, and I'm quite happy to be wrong sometimes, because I've got a memory like a sieve. I can never remember anything. If it wasn't for post-it notes, my whole life would crash and burn, I can tell you. So I thought I saw a thin strip somewhere. I did see a thin strip somewhere, a little thin strip over here. Wonder whether that's not quite what I was looking for. Let's take a piece of this off here. It's a sticky glue page. I'm always amazed at how many glue pages I go through. I look at other people using a glue book, and they don't use half as many pages as I do. But I don't know whether I'm just heavy-handed with the glue or what I do. It's just, I really do struggle to keep my number of glue pages down. But then I do use, I mean, sometimes I'll layer them up, sometimes I'll reinforce things with them. I do use them, so it's not like they're a complete waste. I do use them in future projects. So that's my book pages done. Now, where am I up to on my list? We just said hello to Tracy Fox. Elizabeth George in Arizona. Hi, Elizabeth. Hope you're enjoying the planner too. It's nice to see you doing it as well. Laurie M in Maine. I love Maine. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm very jealous of you. Glad you're also doing the challenge. Let's see, turn the page over. And this is why I don't like my handwriting, people. It's horrible. Elizabeth Young in Central Scotland. I hope you're enjoying your Collage Weekly Planner as well. Nice to see you doing it. Nice if I saw some pictures at some point, but maybe I've missed you on social media or something. But enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. That's what this process is about. Remember, there's no judgment. It's purely just having fun. Right, where am I up to? Let's put a little stopper on that, and then I can find out what the next element needs to be. Okay, so now I've got all of this on here, and I'm going to be jumping back and forth to notes, as you have no doubt gathered with me. I think I want to put in some of the tissue paper. Now I'm wondering whether I'm being drawn to the birds. And I don't know why I'm being drawn to the birds. I don't think I am being drawn to birds. Those are a bit too dark. But I don't mind the feathers, and I quite like the idea of the feathers. Right, let's put all of these tissues back in the box. They'll probably not be seen ever again, because I'm notorious for that. I'll pull something out, use it for a little bit, and then put it by, and then I'll find it in a couple of years' time. Right. I don't mind it's got a straight edge. I'm going to glue directly onto my tissue paper. Don't ever try this with napkin, because you won't achieve it. But you can glue directly onto tissue paper with the glue stick. I find that so much easier. But yeah, don't try it with tissue paper, guys. It isn't going to work. You're going to tear everything. Let's smooth this out with my little card with a lump of glue there, I feel. It'll be right. I've got something going over that, I'm sure. So, knowing my rule of threes, let's see if I can find another piece. I feel the feathers should only go up and down. Isn't that odd? It's just, I would normally not worry and I'd put things sideways, but for this pattern, and it is the repeating pattern, I really do think it needs to go up and down. So I'm just going to pop that little bit on there. I would if I get to the edge. What is wrong with me, Griffiths? Actually, you know what? If you don't want to line up with the edge, I'm not going to line you up with the edge. I'm going to stick you where I want you. Oh, that was ridiculous. I folded it over, guys. There you go. That's that smoothed out. Let's put that away. I'm going to put that last little bit on here somewhere. I'm just not really sure where at the moment. I might just put that down there. It seems a bit uniform, but I don't mind uniformity, and as you guys know, I'm OCD, so uniformity sits really, really well with my psyche. Let's work on that one. Where are we up to? So, right, I'm going to put this piece on, and then we'll look at some more of those comments. There you go. I couldn't work if it wasn't for my plastic smoother. It's only, this is an old club card from, I will say, oh, it is Toyota. It was, someone had them and they were throwing them out. I went, oh, don't throw them out, I'll use them. And I love them. I use them for tissue, I use them for napkin work, I use them a lot of time for spreading a lot of things down. So, right, where are we up to on our things? I think I said hello to Elizabeth. Right, DDT Annie, who lives in Vancouver. Love Vancouver. I used to go to Vancouver all of the time, or once a week, when I used to work on the cruise ships going up to Alaska all the time. Absolutely love Vancouver. It's a beautiful city. I remember going down to Gastown, and I know it's tourist time for me, but I absolutely love the city. It was absolutely beautiful. Loved it. So glad you enjoy Gail as well. Gail is my coffee break every day. Usually about 4 o'clock in the afternoon British time, her video launches and I sit down with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and I watch Gail, and she makes me smile and I love everything she does. Anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's Gail Augustinelli. Let's see, her Facebook page is Cinnamon Tea, as in cinnamon toast. So yeah, look her up. She's a wonderful one to follow, especially if you're someone who's not done crafting for very long, because she's very informative and she really breaks it down to basics, and I love that about her. Let's see. Oh, Darcy's Misadventures. That sounds a bit like my life. Lives in Virginia. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Darcy from Virginia. As far as the planner goes, I do know some people are getting ahead. I want to do mine on the week it states, because that gives me something to look forward to do. And also it means once a week I get to sit down or stand up actually, and do this video, and it's mindful and it's nice, and I stop my fast-paced life just to be able to do this, and I love that. If you jump ahead, that's fine. If you're behind, that's also fine. Whenever you do it, as long as you do it, I think that's lovely. Right, let me have a little look at what's on here next. Right, I did I didn't show them earlier on. I did have other little bits of stuff that I pulled over because with the repeating pattern I had this, and I thought I was going to use this because it's a repeating pattern, but I was wrong. I think it's far too big for the page, and you never know, I may make a jewellery themed piece later on, so that one's going to go back into the we'll look at you afterwards pile. I also quite liked this, and I think this might get used if I use the sailboat as transport. So we'll sort that out later. There are little bits and pieces here. I mean, this, for instance, is technically a repeating pattern. And technically, I think I'm going to put it right across there. So let me just rip that down there. I'll put that in there. Right, and as I'm doing this, I'll try and glance across and look at my notebook. So who are we up to? Linda Casey. Hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you. You didn't say where you were from in the introduction, but I've noticed quite a few have commented a few times, so I never know. I might be able to find it later on. Okay, I'm going to say this last name wrong. It's Linda H-Y-E-M. Heem, maybe? You live in Montana? I've got a feeling Gail lives in Montana. So anyway, just to say hi. So there you go. Right, let's see. I tore off a piece of that. Where's that? I think I'm going to move that and put it down there because me liking balance, I thought I'll put that down there and it'll be fine. So there you go. So we've got some absolutely glorious weather here. You would not believe that it's February. It just looking out my window, I've got 2 rows of washing on the line, and I've realised I talk about washing quite a lot, haven't I? 2 rows of washing on the line, and it's drying beautifully. There's a slight breeze, there's sun. I mean, you could effectively go outside in a t-shirt. It's certainly not. It's not cold out there. So, which might be something I'll be doing very shortly. I think after I've done this video, I think I'm going to go out, sit in my garden, look at my crocus, which are beautiful at the moment, and actually just enjoy them. Absolutely enjoy them. Right, I'm going to keep these little pieces out. I'm going to put these to one side because I don't think I need these anymore. Don't know why I've hung on to that. The world of reality has its limits. Don't know why I've hung on to that, but it's going to stay with me. And this piece may get used as well. Right, so where am I up to? I think we're heading towards, let's put the label in now. And I want to put the label in now because it's sticky and it's plastic. I think I want to be able to, what do I want to be able to? I want to be able to make sure that I collage around it so that not only the glue underneath it holds it, but the collage itself. Right, I've cut a piece off there, and I might cut another piece. Actually, I'll leave that. I'll do that afterwards. So let's move that out of the way. So I'm going to stick this down. I'm using glue stick, and I know glue stick is probably the wrong glue. It's not really meant to be for plastic-based stuff. But as I said, I intend collaging around it, so hopefully the edge of the collage stuff will do it. Right, let's have a quick look at our comments again. Susie's Cottage in South West Scotland. Hi, Susie. Gail. Oh, that's Gail Augustinelli. Oh, hello, Gail. Yes, Biscuit says hello, and yes, he appreciated the scratch behind the ear, but he always likes to scratch behind the ear. Tammy Freeman, hello. Okay, Hooking in Good Company. Yes, Amy at Crafty Cat's work is great, and I'm enjoying her videos as well. Right, let me get this stuck down. Ooh, let's decide where I want it before I just blatantly stick it somewhere. I think I'm thinking there, actually. So it does worry me when I do these videos because, as I've said before, I can't see exactly what's going to be in the video. I know the parameters of it because every time I do one of these videos, I don't know, well, I don't think it's just me. I think anyone who makes videos should always do a little tester. So I do a little tester to make sure the sound is on and I've got everything in shot. So I know everything is in shot, but it's a bit disconcerting when you can't actually see it. I think I want to pop that in over there as well. So I was going to do quite a retro feel for this page, but I don't know, is it because I'm chatting? I don't know, but it seems to be just developing all of its own, and I'm happy to let it do that. It's not for anyone except myself. It does mean I can just do what the heck I want. Anyone who sees all my videos knows I do recycle these, so don't think they're going into the trash. They're not. There's a box down by there, and it's full of them. So, right, we've got the label. I'm not going to use this label because I might need to use a food label in the future, so I'm going to put that back in my box. This box is where things sort of go that might make it or might not make it, and I put it back there. Oh, look, I'm trying to get ahead in case doodling happens again. I did a tiny little bit of watercolour, and if doodling comes up as a prompt in the future, I might cut that into an oval and then doodle around it. I'm trying to challenge myself on the doodle thing because I'm not very comfortable with doodling. Joy Stone from Madison. Hi, Joy. You said you've got Welsh ancestry. I believe you said Scottish as well. Good ancestry. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, another one I'm going to say the wrong pronunciation probably. Kim Herbst. Herbst from South Africa. Hi, I've never been to South Africa. It does intrigue me. I've got quite a few South African friends, and believe me, I've had many a great braai. So maybe one day, who knows? Wendy K, hi. As you've heard me say, I don't like my handwriting either. And if you look at my handwriting, this is my handwriting. I'm surprised I can read it, but I've got a feeling when I was a child, I might have meant to have been left-handed and they made me right-handed, and I write too quickly and my handwriting's awful, but I too type incredibly fast, and I used to type all the way through school because no one could read my handwriting. So, right, I'm now looking, do I want to put the transport stuff in? I actually think this, although I absolutely love it, is too big, and yes, it has red in it, so I could bring it down, but I think for this spread it's too big, so I'm going to park that back over in the box. And if I'm parking that back in the box, I think I'm going to park that with it because I want that to go with that sailboat. These are the pieces I've got as far as transport. This feels a little large to me, but then it doesn't actually need to be the whole thing, does it? So let's take that edge off there. I mean, I can take it down a little bit. That will be a bit predictable, wouldn't it, there? Maybe down... Oh, no, I'm dithering again, aren't I? Maybe up there, and maybe that can go down there. Right, tempted to... distress around the edges, but I'm resisting that urge, so I'm just going to put this down. This is more like a cardstock than a paper stock, so whenever I'm gluing down cardstock, I always make sure I put down quite a bit of glue on its background, because if you don't, it's not going to stick, and there's nothing more frustrating than after you finish something, it all starts to peel up again. So do the same with this section, and then I want to have a quick look at the prompts and see where I'm up to on the prompts, just so that I can make sure that I'm doing all right. I can't remember where I said I'd have that, and that's where I've ended up putting it. So I will only know when I watch the video back as to whether that was actually where I was planning to put it. So let's have a little look at the comments again. Right, when we got to week 2, D. Lehman, hi D, yes, I'm still having trouble doing the doodling. I think you said you were struggling as well. Definitely struggling. I'm going to master it and I'm going to get it done. Susan Freeman, just wanted to say hi. When we get on to week 3, Aurora, I can't speak anymore. Aurora Rodriguez, hi Aurora. Linda Roberts, glad you like the napkin. I think you're referring to the flamingo that I used. I use napkins and tissue paper a lot, so loving that. So let's look at these prompts. So, oh, anyone hearing Biscuit? I can hear Biscuit. Right, ribbon. Now the ribbon were these two sections here, and I could cut them and make them into three, but you know, let's not be totally predictable again, Griffiths. So I'm going to put that across the bottom of there. I'm trying to collage faster because I'm finding the faster I collage, the more random my collaging can be, because you've watched a few of me now, a few of my bits and pieces. You know it's very easy for me to procrastinate, and I'll get stuck into it, and I'll talk to myself, and I'll talk myself in and out of different pieces all the way along, and that's not what this is supposed to be. I don't want to be judging myself. I just want to have fun with this. And if I make a good spread, I make a good spread. If I make a spread that I'm not too happy with, you know what, that's fine. I'll live with one that I'm not too happy with. Right, so ribbon, we've got transportation, I've got, oops, knocked it, sorry about that. Tissue paper, we've got. Food packaging, we've got. Repeated pattern, we've got. Something shiny. This is shiny as far as I'm concerned, but I'm going to be adding more shiny stuff to this. So we've basically covered everything that needs to be on here. Now I'm just going to put a few more things on that actually have attracted me, and I don't mind this page being a little bit empty. I've found, looking back through these, I have tended to really fill every page, which, if you know me, you'll know I'm a minimalist, so it's a little bit unusual for me to actually have done that. So let's pop you in there. I don't know why I fancy you in there. So, and I think I do like this. It bugs me that it's just not completely straight at the top, so I'm just going to tear that little bit down there. This must have been distressed at one point, so I'm going to distress that. Right, the world of reality has its limits. That's calling to me right by there. So hopefully I haven't just put this on top of some glue on my glue book. Right, let's put that right across there. Yes, that's straight. I do struggle looking through this iPad to get things straight. Okay, right, where are we up to? Linda Hyem again. Finding it hard. Yes, I'm finding it hard to verbalize my thought process. So this is actually a good thing for me as well. Whenever I do videos and I do demonstrations or tutorials, I tend to slip straight into teacher mode. Whereas with this, I'm trying to share with you my thought pattern, right, wrong, or indifferent. It hopefully makes me realize what my thinking is, but also helps you understand a little bit where my process goes. So hopefully it's not annoying, my rambling, but I think that's part of the reason I watch other people's videos, is because I actually do like hearing what they're thinking. Lisa Ann Biscuit says hi to Hamish. Oh, you ended up ordering Mackie stamps. You will love the detail on Mackie stamps, and they're quite unusual stamps. I really love them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a company in Germany, and they spell their name M-A-K-I, and they make red rubber stamps, and they're usually, well, they're scientific, or they're, what am I trying to say? Oh, good grief, it's gone from me. Like museum cards and so. They do lots of stuff anyway. You will see me use them. I've already used them in one of the previous ones. I think it was week 3 I used their pamphlet in. So you'll like them as much as I do, I'm sure. Darcy, I love your procrastination instead of my procrastinating. Love that. Made me smile. Okay, I've only got a few comments left, but I want to look at this now and see, right, what else do I need to put on here? I'm not upset by the emptiness of it. Not upset by the emptiness of it at all, but I think I'm going to do something really a little bit off-piste for me. Let's get rid of the glue book. I'm going to bring in my washes, and I'm thinking I want some sort of grid or some sort of, I don't know. It's just, so I'm just going to go with the seat of my pants with this one, guys. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And this was the other bit of shiny as well. So I'm going to turn that around because I'm going to use glue stick on my washi tape, as you know, because I don't trust it. Why can't I find the end of this? Well, there it is. I saw it, I didn't feel it. Okay, so I'm going to put a strip all the way down there. So, so it does seem like a lot of you are really enjoying the challenge. A few of you actually went out and bought the planner. A few of you decided not to buy the planner. You decided just to go out and buy the prompts. And as one of the comments was in the beginning of this process, the introduction, someone said they actually used the prompts and actually put them into an altered book. In hindsight, I wish I'd have thought of that. That was a very clever thing to do. It would have worked for me because, as I said, I don't need to use a planner, which is why I'm using both sides of this. And if I do this again next year, which it could be likely, I might do this as an annual challenge. If I do it next year, I won't buy the planner, I'll just buy the prompts. I like to support other artists, so buying the planner hopefully helps that business. However, buying the prompts would also help that business, so it doesn't bother me that way. Right, I feel I need red in one more place, maybe just a little bit along there. That 3 thing, again. It's funny, I was watching a program here last night called Landscape Artists of the Year. It's a reality show where artists go through different heats and they're all painting landscapes, and at the end of it they get it. The overall winner gets a commission to, I believe, the winner is commissioned for like £10,000 to paint a piece of art to commemorate the first contribution to the National Trust or National Heritage or something like that. And I do like the programme. I watch it on a regular basis. There's also one Portrait Artist of the Year as well. I like those sort of programmes. And one of the comments that one of the judges made while he was judging yesterday was to one of the people, he said, "Oh, so you're using the golden rule then?" Now, for those of you who don't know what the golden rule is, it's something I learnt when I was doing photography. If you take something and you divide it into 3 vertically and 3 horizontally, you will find that whatever you put at the junctions will actually be pleasing to the eye. Let's see if I can show you what I mean. Okay, Art Lesson 101 from Ceri here. So if this is my canvas, if I divide it into 3 that way and 3 that way, they will tell you that if you put something in one of those places, it's more pleasing to the eye. Also, if you do something that has a horizon into it, if you put the horizon in the middle of the picture, apparently the observer's brain doesn't really know what the priority is. So if you put a horizon in the lower third or a horizon in the upper third, then it's more pleasing to the observer. That is a really, really, really brief art lesson on the golden rule. But it is something I learned, and whenever I take pictures, photographs, I do tend to stick to that because it does make things more interesting. Also, if something's supposed to be in the centre of a picture, for me, it has to absolutely be in the centre of the picture. And if it's not absolutely smack dab perfect in the middle, then I have a little bit of a problem looking at the picture. So, which isn't great. So I'm just going to take one more little bit of this. I'm liking the way this is going, actually. I wasn't sure whether I was making a mistake doing this, but I don't mind putting these in here. And I'm actually going to do all the ticket ones straight up and down. So there you go, we're getting there with this. All right, so it's enough of that one. Now I'm wondering whether flowers is actually the right thing to be adding to this. And I'm wondering whether I'm actually done. I think flowers is the wrong thing. Let me just go and get the washi box, or one of the washi boxes. Or actually probably both of the washi boxes. Because I think it needs something, I just don't know what the something is. That's sort of a good colour. That's too near to the red. Now, I've got lots of browns on here. See, the trouble is, this is a lovely colour, but the moment I take it off and lay it over something, it won't be that colour anymore. There is blue in this, however. I could pull some blue forward. That's sort of a greyish blue. This blue was shiny. I'm not feeling shiny for this spread. Blue, blue, blue. Yeah, all my little bits of flowers on has actually... Sorry, I was hunting through this if you didn't see this. I think I'm actually going to buy 2 really big rings and actually mount my washi tapes on rings, because I'm beginning to struggle a bit, because I'm beginning to collect quite a few washies and I'm like, ooh, should I be doing something different with them? Don't want music on there, don't I think I'm going to add some of this blue on here. It's sort of talking to me. So, and I do feel I need to be okay with having a relatively empty page as well. It would be a good exercise for me to stop before I think I need to stop. Slip that through there. Part of me has a wish that I'd actually have looked for some wording or something, or a bit of text or something, but I don't know. I'm trying to do different every time I do this, and the point being is this is meant to be challenging me. It's meant to be giving me something different to focus on, and I want that. So let's stick that down. I'm slightly annoyed this is on an angle. I wonder, there's no way I'm going to get that off there. You may find that that piece ends up being covered up, guys, when you see the final picture. I'm wondering what else I have that actually would fit within the criteria that we were given, the prompts. This doesn't feel like a flower page, doesn't feel like a bird page, doesn't feel much like anything pretty. If anything, this feels quite, dare I say it, manly. I mean, I don't want to I can't say that word. I don't want to be stereotypical, but it feels quite manly to me. Right, let's have a little look through. Sorry, clumping in the side here. Let's have a little look back through this and see if anything is actually jumping out to me. And you guys are probably shouting, actually, transport would result in adventures, journey. Actually, that might be it. Okay, I've had this in my box of stuff for a while. Let's move the book way out the way, because what I'm going to do is, this is cardboard. What do you call it in America? I think you call it chipboard in America. Although chipboard to me here in Britain is a very different thing. It's actually made of wood. So I'm going to just distress over the top of these because I don't really want them to be white. And what am I going to stick these on with? I know these are card, but I think I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac for this. So let's bring this back in so you can see where we're going with this. Right, just while I'm popping these out, let's see who's left, because we've got only one more week's worth of comments to do. Week 4, Handmade by Gardenia. Thank you for the Valentine's wishes. And yes, I'm enjoying the process too. And, oh, that was it. That was all of them. Okay, well, as I said, I will do my best to keep up with comments as we go along. Right, Voyage, Adventure, I'm hoping this doesn't bulk the book up too much. As I said, I didn't put ribbon in here, and here I am putting chipboard in here. So let's get this out of here. But hey ho, I can only do so much. And if I make the book too fat, then what I'll do is I will just take the spine off it, and then I will do something creative with the pages. Maybe I'll put them into an alter book like someone else did. Okay, so let's see. Journey, voyage, adventure. Right, voyage feels that it needs to be somehow different. I wonder if I put that on the side of the page there. Actually, I quite like that if I can get the Coke into that little square there. It's weird, little things like that just tickle me. So that's voyage. This feels a little bit too big for over there, so let's put adventure into there. And journey, where do I want to put journey? I feel something is missing there, but I don't feel it's this. I don't mind journey down there. Actually, that's feeling... See, I've given myself another thing to sort out now. Actually, if I put journey over there, that would correct that because I wasn't happy with that. And I think right, I know I like that and I know I like that. So let's just get those down. Right, so the glue I'm using is Fabri-Tac, pretty much because it'll glue almost anything to anything. It does get a bit stringy though, so I have to be careful as I'm using it. And it does adhere quite quickly, so I also need to make sure that once it's in place, it's in place. So it's a clear glue. You can use art glitter glue as well. I don't have any here at the moment. I suppose because it's this is card, you could use a PVA glue on this. I'm just not sure. I'm hoping the strings don't drive me nuts. It's a little fiddly getting it on all the pieces too. Right, that's that one. Now I wanted to put the O over that. Okay, I'm okay with that. I like the journey over there, so let's just get on and do that one as well. I have noticed that pretty much my American friends, when they use Fabri-Tac, they decant it into, ironically, an icing bottle for cake decorating. And when you reckon I'm a cake decorator, you think I'd be doing the same thing. But for me, I don't seem to have had the problems others have had. So I don't know why, but I haven't. Right, where does adventure need to go besides happening? Actually, right at the top there, I think. That still doesn't cure this gap here, and I may have to have a little look at that in a minute. Now, I did warn you this video was going to be longer than my normal, which is why there was no timer involved with it. So hopefully I haven't bored you. I don't think I've ever done a video that's close to an hour long, pretty much because my Wi-Fi's never allowed me to do it. But as you're now watching this, you know that I've actually successfully got high-speed fibre optic Wi-Fi at last, which has cured the problems I was having with trying to upload, trying to actually make sure that I had enough time to do a project within a video. Right, okay, I'm liking those there. They're kind of subtle, and actually that works for me, but I do want something there and I don't know what it is. What could it be? I really don't know. I wonder, wait, we were talking about Mackie stamps. I think I've got some Mackie stamp pieces stamped out somewhere. Bear with me a minute, I'm just going through a whole pile of little tins I've got, because I think think I've got some stamped out. It could just be, there you go, I think that's the one. Right, I don't know what's in here, but let's pop these out. Right, these, as I was talking about Mackie stamps, these are the sort of quality stamps you've got. Like, actually, this is looking a bit manly now, isn't it? Right, let's okay, butterflies. No, we don't need butterflies for this one. Dragonflies. I love dragonflies. We'll talk about dragonflies at some point in the future, I'm sure. Yes, we will talk about dragonflies at some point in the future. I'm kind of liking these because of the coloration of them. I love this stamp. That's a apothecary, I think the word is. And don't ask me to say that after I've had a couple of coffees, I can tell you. Right. I think, I quite like that, but I don't want to stamp anything into it just yet. Right, I think I'm going to use those that I've pulled out. So let's pull these to one side. These, by the way, are just stamped onto scrap paper. So that's what I do. I think in one of mine I did say that I do that sort of stuff. So yeah, so I tend to use it up. Right, I've got two of those out. I wonder whether... Right, all of these will definitely need distressing around the edges. So, which will make Gail very, very happy, won't it, Gail? Because Gail likes to distress. So Gail is famous for saying, should we ink and think? Because it's funny how people perceive things in different ways, and Gail finds it difficult to see a design unless it's inked. Not something that I've ever had a problem with. In fact, I tend to go the opposite way and I don't ink hardly at all. So for me to ink is slightly different. So let's see, I'm liking that there. That's cute, that's calling to me. This and this. I think that's it. Right, let's put that in that corner again. Glue these down, take one last look at it, and then I can go, we're done with this one. Very different yet again, I feel. I'm quite glad, I can't remember who it is mentioned the Mackie stamps, because I would have forgotten all about Mackie stamps for this. And I do love them so. And funnily enough, it was Tracy Fox who put me onto Mackie stamps in the first place. So there you go, right, that's that one. Where's this one going? Dragonfly, got to have a dragonfly somewhere in this journal. Sorry, not journal, planner. Maybe that's something we could do next year. If I decide to do this next year, maybe on the lead up to the new year, we could make a journal that is specifically for this challenge. Like we could recycle a cover maybe, or actually make a cover and then put a signature in. That would be quite an interesting thing to do with you guys. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who've done things like that before, but I haven't done that before with you, and that would be nice. Right, let's put that down there, and I like this on an angle. There you go. Now, I know you're probably going to say, am I going to stamp something in that? I don't know. I might do. Or could I just be comfortable with open space? So let's move this to the center. So there you go. I'm quite happy with that, actually. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so thank you for being on the journey. Thank you for the comments. I will keep making notes of the comments. I will do my darndest going forward. Obviously there won't be as many comments each week, because that one was 4 weeks for 5 videos worth of comments. I will just do one week of comment at a time. So thank you for the journey. Social media links as always Love to see you out there. Love you to follow me, like me. Remember, I've got an Etsy shop, which is digital downloads, which are my creations. If you could share my video, I would absolutely love that. And subscribing would be a great way to know that I can let you know about new videos in the future. So this is Ceri saying goodbye. So it's Ceri the Crafter, Ceri the Crafter, and I'll see you for the next challenge. Bye-bye now.